Yes. So now we are going to, discuss about dynamic row level security. Dynamic. So we have seen this file for static and we have created the roles also here. Already these roles are there. So what I'll do is I'll do save as. To get that, I will rename this as a dynamic row level security. So save as. Okay. So here only I'll rename this workbook as a dynamic row level security. RLS security in the desktop. I'm just saving it. Yeah, done. So we have the same file only. Okay. So what I do is I just go delete all the roles. In static, we have to create so many roles, right? So we don't have to create that many roles. It is actually simple to create a dynamic row level security than the static one. So because if you have to create some 10 roles, we need to create this 10 roles 10 times, right? So but dynamics row level security is only single role and single step. Okay, so the creation. So in order to create this dynamic row level security, so we need to have one more table. We need to have a one more table. So what is the table name is this one. You can see it here. You can, okay, let me do one thing. I'll cut this one and we'll put it here. Yeah. Yeah. So let's go to here. Now you can see this data, right? So like only few users is there. Let's say in office, right? We'll have a lot of people will be there and lot of users will be there. Okay. So let's say this is like name. We'll give name. So this is like I'll give name, my name. This is test user one, test user one. Okay. So again test user two also. Test user two also I'll create it now. Okay. So for a demonstration purpose, I'll create it test user two also. So this guy West is there, and what I'll do is I'll put it here and give this way test user two. Okay. So this guy name is this. Okay. I have to give here cut paste it. So I will also give this access also. Okay. So now you can see there is a guy is there, region east, west, north, south, or whatever is there, and region is there and name is there. This name is not required, but I'm just creeping that name. Okay. So there should be a security table. We can call access table or security table or access control table or RLS table or any table. Okay, while in interview you have to tell there should be a security table there in which there are list of people who need access for which region or which market or which country. So like that, we should have the list of the users maintained. Okay, so this is the list of users. Let's say East is there. This guy East, right? So Naveen is there. He should be East data. He should see. Okay, test one should see West data. Test two should also see West data. Okay, so like that. How to create a user? How can I create a user? Right? It is very simple in admin, but we don't have that credentials, or we do not have that access to create the users and all. Okay, but in a company they will be doing it, but I am doing because this is my own account. I'm doing it. Okay, so I just do it. Add a user. You can say I'll give the name of the user, test user 2. Okay, test user 2, test user 2, display name like this, and username also I'll give like this only. Copy, paste it. See this. So we can give any name. Let's say I'll give here. So Usha, I'll give it. So the name will be given as a Usha, but that username will be different. Test user 2 like at the rate of that count. Okay, so we can give like this, and I will set the same password because again. So anyways, this is no use. We'll keep this password. So I'm just keeping the same password. Okay. So click on next. Okay. So this is the username. Who is the user? Test user 2. So next. Okay. So there are like unlimited license. We can create it with free account, or we can also create Office 365 account also. So no issues. But I'll just say roles is no administrative access, which means There is, if you want to give admin access for that particular person, we can give admin. So which admin, exchange admin or global admin or whatever. So we can give user admin or whatever. So if I give, if it is business user, we'll give no admin access. Okay. So we'll say next, finish, done. So there is a user added. What is the user? This is the user one. Display name can be different, but username can be different. So I will add the same user to the security table, right? So we have already this user, let's say test user 2, the same user only here, whatever we have created, that only I have done. So these users are there. Now I want to apply the security. Now I want to apply the security. How can I do that? Right? So for this, we need to join this table. I mean, we need to make it join this using the relationships option, using the security table and the business data. So what is the business data? We have orders data is there. So we need to create with the, we need to join with the table. That is the first step, right? So for that, I have that Excel data sets is there. So in the desktop, this is a row level security table. You can see the name also, row level security table. The same table I'm trying to add the data. I just open it. I will only choose the security table into the inside. I have sheet 4 also. This is a requirement I was telling you, but I will not load the sheet 4. I will only load the security data. Okay, so just let me load it. Yeah, I'm loading it now. So once this data is loaded, so we need to make a join between two tables, right? So what is the common field here? Yeah, so there is some problem whenever we are working with the Excel and all, right? So we always face this problem, like missing the first row as headers, right? So what we can do is we can go to the transform data and we'll fix that issue. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll go to the transform data and security table, first row as headers, so that we'll have the headers will be coming up. Done. I just say close and apply. So we'll redirect to the normal screen. Yeah, so it is like loaded. You can see we want to make a relationship between the common fields. In this case, what is a common field I could see is region and region. We all know all these things. Okay, in our entire training, we have done this only, right? So what we can do is like, I'll go to here, manage relationships. I can create a new relationship. Okay, so joining the two tables, right? So we need to create a like, okay, so auto detect also, no relationship found. So we need to create a relationship. Yeah, so here I'll choose orders table and security table. What is a common field? Region. And we have one more thing here. Here, region. Okay, so joining is done. So the relationship is many to many because you can see already here also two records are the duplicate records. In business data also we have duplicate because that is a fact table, right? So we all know what is a fact table, right? So you can see it is like, you know, many to many relationship is done. Okay, so either ways we want to have the security to be applied, then we can choose as tick mark and we'll say click on OK. It's done. You can see a relationship is already done, right? So this is the first step we need to do, RLS, you know, dynamic row level security implementation. So one is static and another one is dynamic row level security. This table is must and should. This table is must and should. Here you would have got one doubt, right? So this table, it will not be there in Excel. It will be there in the database only, SQL Server. This is also will be there in database. If somebody will be approved, okay, this guy can access this data, that record will be inserted by the database team. Okay, let's say, you know, some guy, let's say East, right? So we can give that, let's say I want to insert test user, right? So we can insert that record in the backend. Okay, so by the database team. So when the data is automatically added in the tables, automatically they could see data. Okay, so like that. Okay, so let's go to here. So it is already joined. I have already joined the tables. Okay, perfect. Done. So here also we need to create the roles, but there is no like east region one role, west region one role, like that, nothing. So we just have to create one simple one role only. So what is the role is, I just go to here, manage roles. I think this roles is already there previously we created. What I'll do is I'll remove these roles. We don't need it. I just delete this because they are part of static row level security. Static row level security. We don't need that. So when you're implementing dynamic, we can create the security along with row level security in a dynamic fashion. Okay. So how do we do this is, so we just go to the manage roles, create the role. So for that, okay, so I'll give the name dynamic, or I can give any name dynamic unless I'm giving it. Okay. So dynamic RLS, go to the security table, not the business data. Security table. There is a thing called here. You need to understand it is very, very important. Very, very important. There are two functions are there. Okay. In the DAX classes, I told there are two functions, right? So what is meant by username, guys? What is a username function? What is a username function? So this will give the person name / domain name who has logged in into the system. Whoever is logged in into the system, it will give the domain name / person name who is logged in into the system. There is one more user principal name, right? So it is like whoever is logged in, it will give the mail ID of the person automatically. Mail ID of the person. In the static roles, if you remember, so we have given reason equal to east like that. East like that. But in dynamic way, we are giving the access through user, this particular column, right? So what do we do this? So this one equal to user principal name. If I give it, whoever is, let's say I log in, my name will come, my mail ID. So I will be able to access the data accordingly. Similarly, this guy logs in, he could see that data. So like that. Okay. So let's see that. So I just go to here, user. What is the name of this one? User. Yes. User equal to, so what is the function name? So here I'm going to use user principal name, user principal name DAX. So because, so I'm going with the mail ID. I'm going to the mail ID, I'm going to filter the data. So that is the reason I'm going to give the user principal name. Okay. So you can see I just copy the same function, user principal name only, same name, function name, I'll copy it. Sorry. So it is taking them. Okay. I just go copy entire function name, copy this. I go to here, user equal to user principal name, then open bracket and close the bracket, right? So we can validate it here, verify the DAX expression, clicking on this particular one. Okay. So yeah, so done. I think there is some problem happened. Okay. So let us see what is the problem. There is some issue happened. Okay. It was indicating us. So when you are able to click this, you can see this relationship has a relationship with cross filter security. So to be both the direction, to set this table filter for this role, you need to turn off the cross filter security first. Okay. So we need to cross filter, we need to turn off it. Right. So let's go to this particular one. So you can see data can access this side and this side, right? It is there. So we need to turn off that. Whenever like the cross filter direction should be single only rather than this particular one, single. Okay. So the data can flow from this way to here, right? From here to here. Let's say I log in, my data only should access based on the region. The filter will apply here. So that is the reason I have applied this. So now I'll go and create the role again. Create role. So dynamic RLS security table. Go to here. Add user equal to user principal name of brackets. Done. So now you can see it is already automatically taken. You can see that is there here. Done. Now, so we are done with the implementation of RLS dynamic row level security. Okay, in the Tableau desktop. Okay, we are done. Okay, so what will happen is, let me publish and explain you practically. Okay, let me go to the publish option. I'm just saving this report. So before we publish it. Okay, so now you can see I will publish into the team 17 row level security only. I'll select this one in that particular project only, workspace project. Done. I'm just publishing it into the server. Yeah, it is done. Now it is done, right? So now we'll go to this table. Let's say I log in with test user 1. When I log in with test user 1, what data I can see it? West and central only. West and central only. Let me go to here directly to this report. I'll refresh it. So what is the user I have logged in as? Test user 1. Now I'll go to this particular one, my workspace. You can see this data report shared with me. See, I have only single report. What is that? Static row level security report, I have it. Dynamic row level security, I do not have access only, right? So who can provide access is administrator can provide it. So as I'm like admin here, so I just go to here, provide the access to the user one to access that particular one. Okay, so let me go to here. So here, so I'm there in app space. Yeah, go back. Yeah, you can see in the workspace in this one. So we will be able to see the dynamic row level security. Okay, so access, this is fine. Data access, this is data access. Report access is required, right, for that user. In order to provide the report access, we need to give the access, right? So what are the different ways we can provide the access? We can also do using content packs also. What is meant by content packs? So we can give content packs also. We can go to here. We can give here also access, right? So refer to my Power BI, server session. There you will know what and all different ways we can give the access. Okay. So here I'm just giving the access. So here test user 1. I will also give test user 2 also. Now itself, because every time we have to give, it will be difficult, right? So here I'm sharing it. I just say save, share it, done, right? You can also test it, who and all have access. When I go to the share option, you can see these many users have test user 1 and also this guy also, like this person also have, right? So we can see who and all access has, right? Test user 1, test user 2, and this guy is the admin of that particular one who have the access. Okay, so done. So we have already enabled the access. Let me go to the server. Let me go to this particular one. See, we can see automatically dynamic row level security. He has the access. Who is that? User 1. So because I was there in this browser, I came to this browser, I could see this particular guy. Okay, so now let's go to inside. Right? Still we do not have access. There is one more step also we need to do. So what is the step is the same step here also. So we have to go to here, right? Data sets. So we need to allow that this data set to access it by the users. We need to allow the users to access the data, right? So we just go to here, security. So we need to add the people. There will be only single role, only one and one role, single role. So we can use by group or we can use by however the way you want it. Okay. Usually this will be given by groups actually. We can add a group name and user is added to the group, automatically the access will be there. Okay, let me give manually now. Test user 1, test user 2, like that. Okay, I have added both the users and I have given the permissions as administrator. Okay, done. Now let me go to here, right? Let me refresh it. You can see this test user now he should be able to access the data. He should be able to access the data. What data he is accessing? He is accessing only west data, and also he is accessing only central data only, not the south, not the east. Not the south and not the east. Now let me log in with other user. We have one more user also, right? Let me sign out here. Let me sign out. So I will also log in one more time, Power BI sign in. Okay, so let me sign in with this one. Okay, so I will sign in with that guy. I'll get the username. So this is the username of this person. I just go sign in with this user, right? So automatically it will be dynamically, it will be working. I will add one more user here. Put it here, done. Okay, so go to the next. Okay, so now what is the password? We need to log in, right? I have this password with me. Put it here, sign in. Okay, so it is asking for the first time, it will ask to replace the password. Give a different password, like that it is saying. Okay, so we cannot give the same password. So what was the password here? So this guy I'll do 2020. Password I'll put it 2020 two times. Okay, so sign in. So password is setup is done. First time it will ask for reset the password. I created the password, right? It is done. You can see shared with me. So this person has only dynamic. I have not shared the static also, right? So I'll go to this report. So we need to have the pro license only to access the reports in the to access the reports which are there in the workspace. So which means, so this report is there in the team 17 workspace. Team 17 workspace. Those who are free users cannot access. They should be having license version to access the reports. Any business users, of course, right? You should have. So anyways, I have free 60 days trial, right? So I can use it. Use try free. Okay, got it. So I use the try free. Okay, so now I'll go to here, dynamic RLS, right? It is applicable for user 2. So what is the username? User 2, what access it has? User 2 has south and west data. South and west data. Now you can see south and west data only he can see. Got it? So when I sign in, when I sign out, right? So again, let's say I will do change here only. Let's say I will remove user 2 access here. I will restrict to only user 2, only west region only. I'll save this Excel. Okay. So now again, I'll go to the same thing, Powerbi service, Powerbi sign in, right? So I just go sign in. So with the same user, who is that username? User 2. User 2. Okay. So will that be done like automatically? Okay. So password is changed. I'll change the password to give this password, latest password, put here. So just sign in, update it. Okay. So done. Okay. So you could see it, right? So clearly, so I'm able to like, okay, now this guy is logged in. Still he can see both the data only, but I changed in the Excel. I changed in the Excel to remove that, and I have also saved this. So why it is not happening? Why it is not happening? Why this guy still has, west and also south? We need to refresh the data into the Power BI server. So we need to refresh. Where can we refresh the data in server? We go to here, data sets. We'll say refresh. When I say refresh now, you can see it is refresh is happening. Dynamic row level security, right? It is not happening. We cannot do it for you. So because in desktop, we can do it for you. In desktop, we can do it for you. But when you have on-premises data sources, so we need to set up a gateway, right? So gateway setup has to be done, right? So gateway connection is there. So I have already installed a personal gateway using this option. Download a gateway. I have already done a gateway setup in my machine, right? So gateway is there. So what is the purpose of gateway? Let me talk about that later, like in some time. So we need to give the credentials, right? So gateway is a bridge between data source and Power BI workbook, right? So it is a bridge to access that, right? It will be securely transferring the data from database. What is a database? This is a database. From database to this one, or from Excel to Power BI, right? It will provide a security to transfer the data properly without any issues. So which one? Gateway. So gateway is very, very useful. So whenever we are doing on-premises data sources, we need to have a gateway setup, right? So here it is asking, can you give me your credentials? I mean, not my credentials, this desktop or whatever RLS Excel is there, wherever it is there, we want to give the credentials for it. then I can get the latest data for you, right? In order to do the schedule refresh, we should have gateway setup should be done in the Powerbi server, correct? So now you can see what is the lineage view. I'll show you the lineage view. So in the lineage view, it will show clearly. So what will the gateway do for you? You can see this is the Excel. This is the Excel connected to the data source, and this is the Power BI report. Sorry, this is the Power BI report. In order to refresh the data, right? So this is the Excel source which is there, and in order to refresh the data into here, so we need to provide the credentials for that. That is what it is asking. Let us give the credentials for it so that it can do that work for us. Okay, so let's give only one, not for both of them. I'll go to the data sets. So dynamic row level security. So here, yeah, so when you click on it, automatically it comes. You can see the gateway, it is running. The server is running. Gateway server is running. I'll give only Excel for now. Or I'll give only for, what is that? SQL server I'll give. So I just have to go give the username and password, right? So I'll say Windows and Windows credentials. You can take my Windows username and password and take me into the data, right? See, it has taken. This is my Windows credentials only. We have given, it is done. Okay, it is taken. Now, if I want to refresh the data in the data sets, like I'll go to this one, data sets, see, row level security. So if I want to run the schedule refresh also, you can see gateway setup is there, gateway is there, and we have also credentials is there. You can see credentials is also there. So when I click again one more time, this particular one, you could see, right? Clearly you could see, right? You can see here, so SQL server gateway connection through that. So we can refresh the data and it will come into the report, right? So it will be clearly picturized here. So when you do the refresh, automatically it happens. You can see automatically it happens. So I think there is still error. So let me go to here, data set. So refresh it. So still we have both the data sets combined, right? So it is saying, can you please give both the data sets access so that I can refresh the data for you, right? Let me give Excel also access. Okay, edit credentials. So Windows credentials, I'll say Windows sign in, Windows without impersonation. Okay, so yeah, so we can give option like when I say Windows sign in. So this path is there, right? C users.jn. Whatever it is there, this path, it is able to access the data which is there in my desktop. So otherwise, don't give access to, like, don't connect anything with the Excel. Let's say I connected with this one, somebody is admin. Can I access my laptop inside what is there? It will be difficult, right? So that is the reason, try to give database only. So security table also to be maintained in the database only, so that everyone can access the database, so that it will be easy for us. Okay, so done. So now let me go to here. So we can also do the schedule refresh. How many times we can do schedule refresh in Power BI Pro account? You can
8
see
times, sir.
8 times
per day. In premium account, we can do 48 times. Okay, so now we can do the schedule refresh also, right? So daily we can do what time we want to do that. We can do it 4 o'clock or whatever, AM, PM, whatever it is there. So whenever users is refresh is failing, okay, so I want this to be notified. When refresh is failing, I want to get a notification. Okay, there is a data refresh failed. I want to get that notification. So I have added my mail ID also. Yeah, so done. Now, so I cannot wait, okay, till 4 AM to check our test now, correct? So what I'll do is I'll just quickly go to here, data sets. Here I have a refresh now. So when I do refresh now, it will refresh now itself. I mean, right now that the data gets refreshed. You can see it is showing refreshed already this time, and the next refresh is this one. It will show the time also. Okay, it is happening. The data is refreshing. So where it will go and refresh, it will go to the SQL server. If any latest data is there, it will go and refresh it. And also it will go to the Excel. If latest data is there, it will go and check and it will refresh it. Okay, so let's go to here. It is still not happened, right? So now you can see this user, right? This guy, what is that? Test user 2, right? He was having only 2 access, west and south he was access. Now he has only test. What is it? West only he has. Now when I refresh the report, you could see only which access? West only, because the data set is already refreshed. It is still showing it is refreshed, but it is already done. Because the row level security table has only 4 records, it is already done it. Refresh is already done. Then, so we could see only how much data? How much data we can see? Only 1. Let's say I'll go change it now. Let's say this guy user 2 only. I will again add south also. Okay, I will also add him like east also, because he is the project leader of this particular one, or somebody who is taking care of the entire east region, west region, south region also. Okay, I just added him just like that. Okay, so now will it come? If I refresh, it will not come. Why? We need to refresh the data. Excel, you have added it. You need to refresh the data. Where you need to do that? Here only. We come here, refresh now. So we will have latest data coming from the help of the gateway setup, right? So without gateway, data refresh cannot be done in the on-premises data sources, right? I hope it will be done. So I go to here, refresh it. Now this guy should be able to see all the data, right? So what and all he has access? East region, west region, and south region. Central he should not see. Central he cannot see, right? You got it? Is it clear?
Yes.
Right? You can see this guy logs in, it will show this guy logs in. This guy has logged in. So how it is working here? When you go to the modeling, manage roles, here you can see user principal name. Whoever list logs in, let's say this guy logs in, test 1 logs in, it will show test 1 name. Test 2 logs in, test 2. So based on the login user, the filter will automatically applied, right? So I can say, when you have, 2 lakhs, like, sorry, not 2 lakhs, 1,000 users are there in office. All of them, we want to implement the row level security. So which is the best method, guys?
Dynamic.
The best one. Always dynamic is the better one, because we don't have to create 1,000 roles, right? So let's say we have business units are there. Business units. I have, 10 business, 15 business units are there. And market units, I have 100 market units are there. 100 places my business is happening, right? In order to filter the data, we can do simple role, one row level security with dynamic, and the data will be filtered automatically, right? So when you have more fields and when you want to filter, that security should be applied in the lowest granular level, right? The common field where we do the joining, right? So we want to do it with the lowest field where we want to filter the data. Lowest field means, let's say region, let's say state, country is there, India. State is there, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, like that. And again, we have district is there. I want to district level data filtering. Then, so we need to join that using district level. Then security will be filtering with the district level. Okay, so lower level, we need to filter the data. Then access will be filtered. When I say country level, India level, so he is also belongs to India only, even though he belongs to Andhra Pradesh or Karnataka, his country is same only. So the data will be given country level. So that is the reason we have to give lower granular level. Okay, clear? So that's all from my end in terms of both the row level security implementations. So one is static level row level security, and one more is dynamic row level security implementation. Okay, so this note you have to remember. Members of a workspace who have access to data sets in the workspace, RLS does not restrict the data. Let's say I'm the admin of this project. I'm the admin of this project. I can see any data without row level security also, right? That you should remember. So that is the reason I have created some more users, extra users, and I have tested them using that users, and I have given you this. Okay, clear? Any questions before we close this session today?
Sir, earlier you told that resume in this class I will tell you, but you not told that.